Tonight, you're not just watching a car, you're witnessing a machine built to bend the laws of speed. On a silent runway stretching endlessly into the horizon, the air feels heavier, like it already knows what's about to happen. The sun sits low, painting the sky gold, and in the middle of that light waits a deep red hypercar. Calm, still, almost patient, as if speed itself is taking a breath before exploding into motion. The engine wakes up with a low mechanical pulse. Not loud, not aggressive, just powerful. The kind of sound that doesn't shout, it warns. Air gets pulled into massive intakes, turbos begin to spin, and heat shimmers behind the exhaust before the car even moves. Every line in the body has a purpose. Every vent feeds air to something that needs to stay alive at impossible velocity. This isn't designed for beauty alone, it's survival engineering. Then it launches. There is no gradual buildup. The car doesn't roll forward, it disappears forward. The tires bite into the runway, and the horizon starts rushing backward like a collapsing tunnel. In a second, the scenery blurs. In 2 seconds, your sense of distance stops making sense. The acceleration feels less like motion and more like being pulled through space by force. The speed climbs relentlessly. 100 kilometers per hour passes before your mind catches up. 200 arrives with no drama. 300 feels unreal, yet the car remains planted, stable, almost relaxed. The steering barely moves, the body stays composed, and the only sign of violence is the screaming air tearing past the mirrors. At this speed, air becomes an obstacle thicker than water, but the aerodynamics reshape it, guiding it over the roof, around the sides, under the chassis. The rear wing adjusts automatically, balancing downforce and drag, making sure the machine stays glued to Earth while flirting with flight. Then comes the number few vehicles on Earth will ever see: 400 kilometers per hour. The world outside stops being recognizable. The ground is no longer ground, it's a continuous streak of texture. The sound changes too. The engine merges with the wind into a single violent roar, like standing beside a storm traveling faster than a hurricane. Yet inside, there's control, precision, engineered at microscopic tolerances. But the run is only half complete. The throttle lifts. For a fraction of a second, silence creeps in, and then the brakes hit. The nose dips slightly as physics pushes forward with unstoppable momentum. Massive brake discs glow faintly as they fight energy that moments ago felt unstoppable. Air brakes deploy, the rear wing tilts upward, turning wind resistance into a giant invisible parachute. The tires scream against asphalt, gripping with every molecule of rubber. Smoke curls outward in slow motion, while speed falls at a shocking rate. 300, 200, 100, numbers collapse faster than they rose. Heat pours off the brakes, shimmering like a mirage. The car remains straight, unwavering, refusing to lose composure even while shedding unimaginable kinetic energy. And then, just as violently as it began, it stops. Dust drifts past the camera. The engine returns to a calm idle, almost innocent, as if nothing extraordinary happened. But the runway tells the story, faint tire marks stretching across distance that seconds ago held a world record level of motion. This is what separates a fast car from a hypercar. Power alone can push speed high, but control brings it back alive. Engineering here isn't just about acceleration, it's about mastering the entire journey, the surge, the peak, and the return to zero. The car sits quietly in the fading sunlight, body glowing red against the evening sky. Heat fades, metal cools, and the air finally relaxes. For a brief moment, everything is still again. Yet the memory of the run lingers, a reminder that human engineering can momentarily outrun perception itself. You don't just measure this experience in numbers, you feel it in the way time compresses, in how distance loses meaning, and how a machine can dominate forces that normally dominate us.